Hey traders, do you know what time it is? Today it's actually silver and gold time again, but we're not looking at silver and gold right now. Continued downward trend. What we're going to look at is quick little update on the gold indexes right now. I made a little video yesterday. I'm going to talk about that. A few people will be saying nye, 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 nye. So I'm going to talk about the nye, 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 nye people, and also I'm going to talk to you about the top 2 gold stocks, or some of the gold stocks that I'm looking at right now that are looking quite bullish for a lot more upside to come. So let's get straight into it. Hey you, you, don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video, because trading is difficult, right? There's so many areas you need to know to become a good trader. Trading systems, mindset, the foundations, chart reading. There's so many areas you need to know to become a really, really good trader. So this video here is to become educational only, and there is no guarantees of making any money on any single given one trade. So be smart about the way that you're trading and protect yourself. Also, grab a 100% free, brand new 12-hour trading course, foundations, chart reading, trading systems, and so much more, mindset. Link in the description. Go click it right now. I'm giving away 100% free access. The link in the description right now. All right, now let's get straight into it. Firstly, I want to address my, if you guys haven't seen my long-term GDX video, then go see that. The first thing I want to say is that I did a video yesterday saying that, let's have a look at this. This is the GDXJ here. And I said the GDXJ looks like it's starting to break up and above this level here, but we need the GDX to do the same thing as well too. If that happens, then we're probably going to rally to the upside. What I did also say was that if the GDX doesn't, then we're probably going to roll over and probably continue down. So I had some people saying, you know, whatever they're saying about saying, oh, John, you know, you got the core wrong and stuff like that. The thing is, some of these videos is like yesterday, it's like, if you look at the video title, right, will the gold stocks turn around? Are the gold stocks about to turn around? And so on and so forth, right? So, and as you can see, as I was saying in yesterday's video, that if the GDX does get back above that, say 22 level, then we have a very good chance of running back up to the 25 to 25.75 level. If that does happen. If not, then we're probably going to continue dropping from here, because we're starting to pick up on some volume here as we're breaking out of this level through here. So that's what we're seeing, and that's what I'm seeing through there. So right now, pretty much the market, obviously GDX and the GDXJ are probably continuing down. But once again, if I look at my long-term picture, all right, my absolute long-term, this is the weekly chart. This is still what I'm seeing on this big weekly chart, this big head and shoulder formation. So we'll see what the long-term, what the big picture is going to start playing out of. I still believe we're likely to see a lot more. This is long-term, guys, okay? Weekly chart, weekly chart. You hear me? You hear me? All right? Weekly chart. That means we can have 1, 2, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the downside. But this weekly chart says over the next few years, we should see the next greatest boom in history in the miners. You hear me there? Hear me there? I'm not saying we're going to see a boom tomorrow. I'm not saying the market's going to turn around tomorrow. Are you understanding me? If you know anything about trading, it's about waiting for that setup. Yesterday, I was talking about a setup that could happen moving forward. The setup didn't happen, so therefore there was no trading opportunity. There was no trading opportunity anyway for me, because that wasn't the exact trade, okay? Anyway, so let's actually continue on here. There's a few stocks that I want to share with you that I'm looking at on this charts here, and I want to share with you. Let's actually go, and I want to share the first one. The first one is AG. Right, looking on this AG chart, what do we see? We squeeze this AG chart right up. What do we see here? We see what? We see this big rally up. It's now had a big drop down. We're dropping back down towards this support level here, which was major resistance all the way down through there. All the way down through there. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Now breaking down through there. So right now guys, I'm not saying buy this stock here, okay? All right? It's not a guaranteed thing, but what I am saying is, by looking at this stock right now, we're actually coming back down to ultra low levels and support levels. So if we start to get some nice upward movement out of this, and some big and nice increase in volume, then this is probably going to be another leg up moving from here. So that's the very first one I'm looking at. The weekly chart here, major higher high. If this starts to turn around to be a major higher low, then we're probably going to start to see a lot more upside in the AG stock, and also NG. NG is one of those stocks as well too that completely made a nice higher high. It's come back down now. It's really holding here quite strong. This once again is let's bring up this chart here. Let's delete that. This is the daily chart. Once again, looking on the weekly chart, you can see major higher high. So came up, made a major higher high, come back down. This could be a major higher low. So if we start to get, so this is the NG chart, and so what we're looking at here is this. Okay, now let me delete. Actually, you know what? Let me erase everything off the screen here for a minute. All right, so I'm going to erase everything off the screen here for a minute. I want to share something with you. The market goes through what we call price and time. Okay, price and time. There's different phases in the markets. So what we can see here is that this market went through from here to here. This whole phase from here to here is what we call a what? A price phase. Is when the market's actually strongly trending. It's actually moving. It's actually moving in a direction. Then we actually have what? We had this phase through here. Now, what is this phase through here that we've got going on right now? What is this phase? This is what phase? This is a... Let's actually see if I can do this here. Fill that out there. Cool. There we go. This is what we call a time phase, right? Where it's having a pullback. It's very choppy. It's very whippy, so on and so forth. So wherever you are, whenever you're trying to do some analysis on the stocks, or whenever you're trying to do analysis on anything, always make sure you look at that weekly chart for the overall trend. The daily chart can give you a lot of swings. Now, this is if you're trading the daily chart. I trade the daily chart, so I'm always looking for that weekly chart to show me the trend. So therefore, AG and NG, guess what? They're making those higher highs. This could now be a higher low. What are we looking for now to actually potentially start to see a new, what we call price phase? If we have this as the price phase, which is trending, now we're going through a time phase, which is a nice significant time phase. What are we looking for to start to see a potential new run to the high side, for a potential new run in that direction? What is it? First thing you'd want to see, right, you actually have this nicely slow pullback through here. But the thing you want to see, right, to potentially start this next run to the high side on NG is what? A nice significant up bar with a lot of increase in volume. If that happens, it has a very good chance of running to the $5 mark. Then looking on that weekly chart, that $5 mark is probably going to be bested from there. And then looks like we're probably going to start to rally back up towards these highs up here. If I bring up my daily chart here for a minute. Well, the next stop is actually probably on NG. Next stop is probably that 550 mark. So if we hold here, okay, if we hold here on NG and we start to get a, well, I'm talking like a really good up bar with a very good volume behind it, then it's probably going to start to rally back up towards the $5 level, maybe have a little resistance through there, and then probably continue back up and now up into the 550 level. So I hope you can see here, right? The first thing is always look at that long-term picture for your trend. I can see that the market's making a higher high. All we need now is a higher low for that new trend to start to play. What will you see on the daily chart? The daily chart, you will start to see what? You'll start to see this significant low through here, which is a higher low. And now you'll start to see what? You'll start to see a nice little up bar through there, which also what? Which is also starting to break out of this downward movement through here. So you got this nice run up, this nice downward movement, creating a little higher low through here. And if we get a nice little up bar, that's probably now we have a really good chance of rallying to the $5 mark, and then breaking the $5 mark, and then rallying to the 550, which is the next resistance of up there. So do you see how that works with the markets? Price and time is very important to understand. Use those bigger pictures for the long-term trend, and you start to time your way in using these smaller pictures, such as the daily chart. So if you're trading, say a 15-minute chart or an hourly chart, you do this exact same analysis, but use the daily chart for the trend and use the hourly chart for your trading setup. Make sense? And so therefore, it's a question of what phase is your stock in. And the highest probability trades is when the market has done a significant amount of time. Time simply means the market's having a little volatile or small pullback with pull bars before it starts to break out. Okay, the most highest probability trades when you're trading with the trend is after a period of time, a significant period of time. And this has had a lot of time now. So now we're potentially getting ready for another nice breakup. I'm not saying that's going to happen, by the way, guys. Okay, I'm not saying that we're going to definitely get the breakup. Who knows what's going to happen? What I am saying is that if we do get that, that's showing us now we'll probably have a good rally, probably breaking these new highs and having another nice little rally to the high side, breaking up out of this here. But for me, looking on the let me actually bring this up to the shorter time frame now. For me, what do I want to see? right? For me, I would want to see, and look at that trend line through there. Support, support, support. For me, what would I want to see? I would want to see, okay, I'm just going to tell you right now, for me, for an entry signal, right now, for an entry signal, what would I want to see? Firstly, I'd want to see a nice big up bar. Okay, a nice, good, solid, what we call bullish up bar. Secondly, I would want to start to see, I would want to see a really big increase in volume. Ta-da! That's what I'm looking for to get into this trade, and that's going to be my trade. My stop's going to be at the low of the bar. It might have a little pullback the next day. It might go sideways for a week or so, but then that's probably, this is giving me a nice high probability. Why? Because it's now made this major higher high up here, come back down. We're now actually, if you look at this weekly chart through here, you can see we're actually this whole level through here. Let me bring up this daily chart here for a minute. I know I've got a lot of things here, but you can see this last low through here, and now this higher low, right? This higher low, and this low through here, this last low through here, guess where that is? That's all through here, which is the last what? All these resistance levels now become support. Okay, now become support. Now because it's become support, let's actually bring up, say, the 3-month view here, a bit closer. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the 6-month view here. So the 6-month view, what is the 6-month view? The 6-month view is starting to show up. Now remember, we went to the weekly chart. We're now breaking down to the daily chart. Okay, use this analysis on any stock you're looking at. We now made a major low. Now made a major what? A higher low. What is a higher low? Higher low is potential bulls coming in control, right? Higher low. And as you can see, what do we do here? We had this lower low and lower low. Oh, and we had this lower low through here. And we also had these lower highs coming all the way down, lower high, lower high. But look at this here. This is the very first high low. If we break up and out, and we start to break up and out, especially above these two levels, we get a nice breakaway bar. What is that? That is now breaking past what? Breaking past one significant lower high, or one lower high. And now this is potentially a lower high here. It hasn't made a lower high yet. So it's actually making a higher low. So if we break past that, now we're going to have if we get an up bar that looks something like this, nice up bar, maybe even something like that. What is that? That's now a higher low. Buyers in control off a weekly support, off a long-term support level as well. So higher low off that support level, breaking past previous what? Previous highs. Now we're going to have what? We're going to have a higher high. So we have a higher low, higher high. Who's in control? Buyers. What is that weekly long-term trend? The weekly long-term trend says what? That we have this major higher high. So we're expecting some sort of major higher low on that weekly chart to change and start to move up. Now we get a big up bar with big volume, showing there's a lot of people coming into this, not just as you can see, we'd have a lot of small volume. We'd want a big volume spike. As you can see, right, back here, you had this big up bar through here. See that big up bar? See that increase in volume? And then look what happened. It slowly started to move up. Now, when you get an increase in volume, you got to realize that it's not going to move up. A lot of the setups like that are not going to move up straight away. Now, you need the setup in play and so on and so forth, right? Like sometimes you have to be patient and allow these trades to do its thing. And that's one thing, like I get a high win-loss ratio, but my impatience sometimes gets me out. Like for this one, for example, here, look at this big up bar through here, right? Big solid up bar, as you can see. Big solid up bar, nice increase in volume. Look, this actually went sideways for a month before actually breaking out. Patience while in a trade is very key. So when I get into a trade, I have a stop below the low, and then I'll let the trade do its thing. Wham. Stop below the low, let the trade do its thing. Wham. Makes sense? Now, again, you need to make sure, as you can see, right, that's the way that I look at the market. I look at the market as different phases. You have a price phase, you have a time phase. Look at those long-term charts to see what type of phase your stock is in and what's likely to happen. I've just literally given you so much information in this video, guys. Please give this guy, give this a thumbs up, if you will, and let me know what you think about this video and what you got out of this video. And if you start to use some, you might want to watch this video 2 or 3 times, because I've been giving you a lot of knowledge in this video. Start to apply some of these stocks on every single market you're looking at, and you'll be able to start to see what I'm looking at here through you. So there we go, guys. There's a quick little update for you, or it was going to be a quick little update, but I wanted to share with you my 2 top stocks, and I really wanted to break down one stock in absolute detail of how I do my analysis and how I look at the trade and how I increase my probability. And not only that, but when you get into a trade, what to expect and all that sort of stuff. Make sense? So anyway, guys, make sure you click on that link in the description. Go fill out that free trading course. Yeah, go do that right now. Because I got something just absolutely amazing going to be sending out to my database only. And so if you're on that list, and if you go fill out your form, not only are you going to get a free trading course, but I've got something I'm going to be sending out to my list over the next few days. It's going to absolutely I'm so excited for that. So I'm going to be sharing that with you. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the chat box below about what you learned from this video.